kids.
Cool. Do you have any examples or story of communication with your kids and talking about these things?
I could give literally hundreds. But the one that I thought about, because we talked about this a little bit before today's interview, was the day that Tyler discovered that his mom and dad were engaged in a sexual relationship. And I'm not proud to admit this, but when he was a 5th grader, I took him to the movie Waterboy because he was really into football. And the whole time I'm sitting there watching the movie with him thinking, I've made a huge mistake taking my son to this movie. And because there's just things that are inappropriate in the movie and just worldly things. If you've seen it, please don't see it if you haven't. I'm not recommending it. But it was about football, and he loved football. And at the end of the movie, Adam Sandler, who's the star of the movie, marries the co-star of the movie. And one of the guys in the movie says on the way out, oh, you can do it all night long. And so I'm concerned about what I just exposed my son to. And thinking, I'm going to have a conversation and apologize to him for this movie. And I asked him, I said, Ty, what'd you think about the movie? He said, Dad, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my whole life, except for that one part. And immediately, reeling through my mind were all the one parts that were the possibilities that
he was talking about.
right.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, you know, Dad, what I mean. And I said, no, I don't know what part. And he said, well, that part where the guy said, you can do it all night long. But it was after they got married. And so he knew there was some kind of sexual connotation to what he was saying. And he knew it was wrong, but he didn't put the two together. Now they're married. And I said, Ty, yeah, I agree it was wrong for him to say that in that way. But it was not wrong for them to anticipate, being in a sexual relationship now that they were married. I said, that's what married people do. And something happened in that moment, and for the first time in his life, he put it together. And he had this horrified look on his face. And there was a pause, and then he said, Dad, you and Mom? Yes. And I said,
how you
Rachel, Renee, Tyler. And he went, oh, Dad. But it was in the cadence of the movie. And I also got to bridge from that and say, there were some things, Tyler, that I really regret, being the one that exposed you to that. But culture's going to expose you to that. And so, we had a great conversation. And I don't know if it was as meaningful and memorable to him, but, for me, it's something that I still hold on to as a fond memory and have reminded him of since then, now that he's 20.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I am very excited about this series coming up, and excited to see all of us pointing back to the cross of Jesus Christ and just this relevant topic, and that's where we can run to, that's where we can go. So thanks, Troy, for joining us here, and be on the lookout for some articles I'm going to send your way, some relevant things, and some helpful articles to keep you in the know. So until then, we'll see you later.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, guys.